What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a look at Hogwarts Legacy again here. It's been about 2 months since the last patch came out on March 8th, and the team has certainly been busy, it would appear, because we got some massive patch notes and some things to take a look at in this video. So as far as the patch notes go, we've got one of 4 here, so there are 4 pages of patch notes here, including over 500 bug fixes to the game, which do make a big difference. We've got a new arachnophobia mode here, we've got support for some other cosmetics and Twitch drops and little things like that, but little performance tweaks and fixes and just loads of resolved issues that I'm just going to scan through here. You're going to have to go and check this out if you want to see all the major changes, but it's certainly improvements. The upscalers are a big thing we're going to look at in this video. They've updated to FSR 2.2, XeSS 1.1, and that type of thing. And I will say, if you're playing over on PC, not just a Steam Deck, these improvements are much more noticeable with some good hardware. Now, as far as settings go, I'm matching what I did on launch day. So FSR 2 here at quality uncapped for now, low on the preset without any tweaking, again, just because that's the way I had tested it on launch day in previous patches and wanted to take a look. Now, with this new patch here for May 4th, there are certainly some improvements as I go around and play the game, and it does feel better in some areas, but you're still going to have spots like this that dip to 26, 27 FPS when loading in, and we do still have a lot of CPU bottlenecking and hardware limitations when it comes to this game on Steam Deck. I've noticed the changes, again, are much more dramatic over on my local 3060 PC than they are here on this particular hardware. But that's not to say there aren't improvements. I do see some better frame time, some higher overall frame rates from time to time, a little bit of better efficiency out of the upscalers as they've updated some of that, and an overall better experience here and there, just not by a ton or a lot. But I did still want to cover it and get into it and see how I was running on deck and see if anybody else out there was necessarily jumping in and still playing some Hogwarts on the go with their Steam Deck. Now, I want to look at Hogsmeade here for a minute. Here's launch day, and you can see the frame times, a low of 28 FPS there, 29, 27 kind of hitting, and of course all over the place. Hogsmeade's always been difficult. Jumping over to the new patch though in that same area, and I know it's a little bit different here now a couple months later, but not dipping near as badly to that 28, that 10 FPS. 38 was our lowest, and here on launch day, as you would pan around, you certainly have those dips again in your FPS, frame time stutters and issues when the game came out, versus now where, yeah, it's not perfect, but we're not seeing near the frame rate loss just in this particular area in Hogsmeade, and the frame times are much better and improved over what we were seeing. So that does tell me that the game's running better than it was, and by a good bit. Now, with a 30 FPS cap on launch day, that actually ran pretty decent and did help, but you would still have some frame time skips. You would lose some frames from time to time down to 27 or 29 or worse sometimes, and back up. Not a big deal, but depending on where you were in the game, it would get you a little bit and affect things. But when you come over to the new patch here for today on May 4th at 30 FPS in the same area, pretty much holds it pretty well. I ran around and did some playing, and for the most part, yeah, it will dip from time to time. It doesn't necessarily hold 30 all the time, but you don't see near the dips that we were getting. So you are able to hold the 30 just a little bit better than you were back at launch day. So there are certainly improvements to be had with this patch when it comes to Hogwarts, even on Steam Deck. Now, I want to focus on these upscalers a little bit. FSR 2.2 is what we're updated to here, and obviously has some of the best image quality, but lower FPS with a cap of 42. All upscaling off here will be lower, of course, 38, 39 FPS. If I jump over and turn FSR 2.2 back on to quality, back up to 42 FPS and good image quality. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the other ones here. We have Intel XeSS here at quality. Again, it's about like FSR 2, but not quite as good, so wouldn't really recommend using that on here, but I wanted to check it out. FSR 1 with quality, you get higher FPS than you will with 2, but lower image quality. You'll get up to 46 FPS instead of 42. And with NVIDIA NIS quality, NTAA low, similar thing as FSR 1, up to 46 FPS, but lower image quality. Turn TAA on high with NIS, and better image quality, but flickering and still not enough FPS to be worth it. And then we go back over to TAA low here, and again, 45, 46 FPS, and image quality is not necessarily there, but it does help. FSR 1 will be a little bit more stable there and a little bit more FPS. back over to 2.2 with our quality here, 42 FPS. And I think this is your sweet spot for image quality and for FPS. But if you do want to gain those 2, 3, 4, 5 FPS, FSR 1 or NVIDIA NIS would be the way to go. But again, they're going to be the lowest, blurriest image quality, but will gain you some more performance. And running around, I did notice that I did steadily have a few more FPS. But FSR 2.2, while a little bit more hardware hungry, will give you the clearest image quality, the better looking picture, while being anywhere from 3 to 5 FPS lower depending on where I was in the game. So I found this to be pretty interesting. They have been busy, and like I said, over on my main PC, it is feeling like these differences are bigger. I'm feeling them more. Especially with DLSS and ray tracing, but here on the Steam Deck, it's not as noticeable, but certainly some differences from launch day and certainly running a little bit better here. And I recommend FSR 2.2 for best image quality, or FSR 1 or NVIDIA NIS if you want a little more FPS, but not as good of image quality. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I wanted to do something here to just check out Hogwarts again and see what they've been up to. Let me know if you're still playing on the Steam Deck. Again, thanks a lot for coming to watch the video. As always, I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.